G'day, welcome back to my craft to build series. In this video I'll show you what I did with the roof rack and how I built that. It's basically made out of some commercially available aluminium extrusion called Unistrut. It also comes in steel. It's commonly used in electrical installs to hold electrical cable trays up to concrete slabs and all sorts of stuff like that, but I'm using it to build the roof rack. It's very appropriate, very similar to a lot of the popular brands of roof rack in the heavy duty series of those. Very similar sort of profile, so it's appropriate to build roof rack out of it. It's also very easy to assemble, easy to cut if you've got a drop saw, or if you don't have a drop saw, you can still manually do it with a hacksaw. It's just aluminium. It's lightweight, it's strong, and it's cheap, quite cheap. Anyway, we'll get into it, and hopefully gives you a bit of information on how you can do it yourself. Alright, so first thing was to build the track system for all the crossbars to sit in. This is the track here. It's a 20 by 40 millimeter Unistrut aluminium track. Part number I think is P for Papa 4000-AL for aluminium. It obviously comes in steel as well, and that's mounted directly into the factory holes all the way along the gutter there on the roof, with some captive nuts riveted into the factory mounting holes. The crossbars are made out of 40 by 40, and it's a dual-sided aluminium extrusion. As you'll see, it's very similar to the roof racks that you can buy commercially on the market. Only difference being is this is a mirror image on either side, so it's the same distance on each side. Basically 20 mil here, 20 mil here, and you'll see that I've 3D printed some end caps, which anyone that's had one of the other brand roof racks will see that I modelled that on those. Obviously it's slightly different in order to fit into the into this extrusion. Nice tight fit. Only one other thing I had to do was create some sort of mountable riser, which is what these are, and that's just simply this 40 by 40 cut on a 45-degree angle on both sides, and again printed some caps to go in there just to clean it up. I'm going to paint these caps probably black at a future date. So I went with 4 crossbars. I may, depending on the solar panels I buy, end up with one more. I've got enough left over of the 40 by 40 to create, probably got enough to create a couple more if I need to, or any sort of framework that needs to go in between for any sort of other mounting of solar panels. I'm thinking I'm going to put 2 solar panels on here with some sort of system in order to raise them up to point towards the sun. Probably again, I'll probably end up using linear actuators to do that. Other thing I did was mount an antenna rail across the back of the front bar here. That's simply mounting the UHF-CB antenna, a HF antenna, a 2m 70cm antenna, and a Selfie 3G 4G booster antenna on the other side there for the Selfie booster. This is actually collapsible, so by just undoing the one Allen key there on both sides, that whole thing folds down. It's on a hinge. So if there's any clearance issues getting into some places, I can fold that down flat, and that way it's no higher than the roof rack. Current clearance to the top of these is just under, just over 2.4 metres. I think the back one is the highest, just because the back of the van's higher. I think it's like 2 metres 45. So with the antennas folded down, if you had a 2.5 metre clearance, you could quite comfortably get the van underneath that. The other thing mounted to the roof racks is the awning on the other side. We'll go around there and have a look at that. On the passenger side, we've got the Fiamma F45S awning mounted. Previously this was mounted directly into the roof, and you can see there the holes that I've siliconed up where these brackets were mounted directly into the roof. A little unfortunate, but it's okay. I've basically just flipped those brackets on top of the roof crossbar here, and they're mounted into the awning holders on the back there. I've still got to get one more of these brackets to put across the next rail, just to give you're supposed to have 3 brackets on this, and because I've moved these right out to the extremities, I really need to get that centre one on there, but I've got to go get another piece of this steel angle to manufacture the centre bracket. It's much better where it is now, because before these brackets were basically flipped over and the awning sat a fair bit higher than the roof. Now the awning, as you'll see, is the same height as the roof rack, so I know the clearances are the same. It's also got it down slightly, so you can actually reach it. You can reach the awning from the ground, and very, very easily reach it from the step on the sliding door. And the clearance worked out perfect. I'll show you if I can get to the door. Yeah, so I couldn't have worked that any better if I tried. It's got about 5mm clearance to the awning, which is perfect. Okay, our Unistrut is here. I've already cut a couple of lengths at 1800 for the crossbars. So basically that's what it looks like. And you've got these retaining nuts. So 1, 2, 3, 4 crossbars, 2 tracks. The tracks are about 3.2 metres long, so they're pretty much as you can see, whole length of the internal bed. I cut these at 1805. First thing, I've got to go and mark out all the holes, drill all the holes in the track, countersink. So I've got these nice little M6 Allen key head countersunk stainless steel bolts to go down into the roof, so they'll get countersunk into this track. And then once that's in, the rubber on the bottom, countersunk screw with some silicone, that should stop any chance of any leaks.